What's up, guys? Welcome back to Tucci's Rate It. Just first and foremost, I want to say thank you for the feedback and the comments on my first video, Certified Lover Boy Expectations. This is similar. This is basically a reflection on his old projects, two outstanding projects. It's a big debate now whether Nothing Was the Same or Take Care was better. I guess as the years go on, there's a little more hype around Nothing Was the Same because it's his only concise project. Personally, I think Take Care is better. And how I'm going to rate this is I'm going to go track for track. But again, my opinion, I'm not letting me liking Take Care a little bit more affect any of the ratings. I'm going to do it honest, track for track. So I try to compare tracks. Not that it means anything, but I'm going to compare tracks from each project that sort of sound the same, as close as I could get, and rate each one. Now, of course, the deluxe, Take Care, these are both deluxe, by the way. Take Care has 20 tracks. Nothing Was the Same, 15. So there are 5 left over. And I just want to say this before I start this, before we dive into this. For some reason, he decides to put Will Be Fine, Practice, and Hate Sleeping Alone, and then a Kendrick Lamar interlude with just Kendrick Lamar. Again, look, I'm a big Drake fan, so I think all the tracks are good. But you left off Club Paradise, arguably one of his best tracks, and then another crazy good track, Dreams Money Can Buy. You leave them off. I don't get it. The tracks I said previously, if you took those off, then you add the 2, Club Paradise, Dreams Money Can Buy, I think you have easily a classic, not even debatable. I don't know why he did that, and especially named the tour Club Paradise. If anyone has any information on that, maybe you know Drake and you know why he left Club Paradise off. And Dreams Money Can Buy. I remember when Dreams Money Can Buy first dropped. I think it was before everything, before Marvins Room, but I'm not sure on that. Don't hold me to that. But that track was crazy. I remember the YouTube video, the picture that they used for it, whatever. Anyway, that's back in the day, 2010-ish. Or was it 2011, whatever. Okay. So track for track, I'm not going to go in depth every string instrumental in my reviews. I'm just not going to do that. That's not how I think. Like I said on my other video, I'm big on playback value. I rate the hits a little bit different. So if a song is a 9 and it's strictly rap and lyrical, just because a hit is a 9 doesn't mean they're judged in the same way. So don't hold me to that as well. 1 out of 10, track for track. Here we go. We're going to start off with the intros. That is Over My Dead Body and Tuscan Leather. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that love Tuscan Leather, and I'm one of them. But up against Over My Dead Body, I just love the chorus on that. To this day, it's timeless. It's a timeless track. It was so hard to give one more points than the other. Over My Dead Body, I just like the rap better. I love the hook. Over My Dead Body, I gave a 9.8 out of 10. I think this is his best intro, my favorite intro. Again, it's my opinion. I don't think you're wrong if you think Tuscan Leather is better. But 9.8 out of 10 for Over My Dead Body. Tuscan Leather, right there. Song still slaps to this day. I give it a 9.6 out of 10. So head for head, 2 of his best intros, in my opinion. And then second, I matched up Shot For Me and Connect. 2 very R&B saturated tracks. Connect, I remember an interview where he said, someone gave him his opinion on this album. They said, what genre is this? Because they couldn't describe the genre. I think they were talking about a song like Connect. And for a song that could do that, where you really can't tell if it's completely R&B or completely rap, that's where he thrives. 9.4 on Connect. But Shot For Me, if I wasn't doing this and I saw the words Shot For Me, I'd start singing it. That's how stapled it is into my head. It's just, maybe it's one of those things that in the time of my life where it dropped, I couldn't stop playing it, and to this day, I know word for word that song. Love Shot For Me. I'm going to go 9.5 on that. I don't know if these are one of the songs that he got from The Weeknd. And again, R&B songs, if you collaborated with someone, took a song from someone, I don't think we care as Drake fans. Like R&B songs, even earlier in Drake's career, if you look at the early unreleased R&B songs, they're very short. So you could tell even early on, if it was just him, he wasn't huge on finishing R&B songs, or maybe he just couldn't. He wasn't in that creative zone to really put his all into R&B. So if we got a little help in that, I mean, the help was immense, because I think Shot For Me is one of those classic tracks. I gave Shot For Me a 9.5. Again, Connect a 9.4. Just beating it out by a little bit. This is neck and neck. These are two great tracks on both albums. So third we'll get to is Headlines versus Come Through. Headlines, obviously the hit, so it's judged a little different. Hit value, playback value, whatever. Come Through is one of my favorite Drake songs to date, but I will say the second half of Come Through, where it's slowed down, even though I came to like that and it grew on me, I think another verse on that song would have helped. Again, production a little better than Headlines. Come Through, I gave a 9.8. Headlines, I gave an 8.6. All right, the fourth matchup, we got Crew Love versus Wutang Forever. So basically, when Nothing Was the Same, I guess it leaked when I first heard Wutang Forever. Everyone was all up in arms about Wutang Forever not being like a classic rap song because it's about Wu-Tang. So with all that expectation, I guess it never got the praise because it was such a melodic song. But I really liked it. Crew Love is another one of those classics. So putting it up against Wu-Tang Forever, not fair, but my opinion, it's closer than I make it out to be. I gave Crew Love a 9.3. The Weeknd, that's prime Weeknd on the chorus. And then Drake's verses are some of his top. I know Crew Love performed very well at concerts. I love Drake's verses on that. So I gave that a 9.3 on Crew Love, and Wu-Tang Forever, I gave an 8.8. I know a lot of people actually do like Wu-Tang, but in the beginning, it wasn't as praised as it is now. Okay, so number 5, we have two hits. Yeah, it was a hit. Take Care was on the radio. The title track, Take Care, and Hold On, We're Going Home. So I think personally, I know Rihanna was on Take Care. I get it. But Hold On, We're Going Home really, really, it just showed the power of Drake, because it's literally, I think it's one verse, the song. It's a 3-minute song, and there's one verse that he keeps repeating. A little way back when info on that. He said he wanted it to be a wedding song in how many ever years, 10, 15 years. Was a hit for a while. He performed that a lot. So I got to give that the upper hand. Hold On, We're Going Home, I gave an 8.9. And Take Care, while it did get some radio play, I'll give an 8.4. Okay, number 6, they are two melodic songs that switches from melody to some rap in there. That's Marvin's Room and Furthest Thing. Loved Furthest Thing when it first came out. Still do. I think it's a great track, solid track. But Marvin's Room, the impact it had on music, the emo rap, the emo melody, I think it's a big staple into why Bryson Tiller made Trap Soul. I think that's a huge part of that sound. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, just my opinion. That's how I think. But Marvin's Room is an absolute classic. It's a time stamp in music history. I gave that a 10. Furthest Thing, I gave a 9. Solid track, great melody. And then on the back end, he had his classic rap flow where he tried to get in his, I guess some people would say, the comeback season bag, the rap-wise. Next one we got is Lord Knows with Rick Ross and From Time with Jhené Aiko. I just want to address From Time, the second collab, I think, between Jhené Aiko and Drake. But unfortunately, I had to compare it to, especially when it first dropped, I had to compare it to their first collab, which was the song July. It was going to be hard to top that, and I don't think they did. I didn't like the beat on From Time. I think July is a better song, so if you've never heard that, or you did, definitely check that out again. I love Drake's flow on that. His voice is the mix between the singing and the rapping, and like you can't even tell. It's just, anyway. So From Time, I gave an 8.8. Really good song. Lord Knows with Rick Ross, I think is one of his best with Rick Ross, if not the best. I'm going to go with a 9 for Lord Knows. So Lord Knows 9, From Time 8.8. Next up, we got the Motto versus Started From the Bottom. I love this matchup. 2 hits, got extreme radio play, were huge, and they're so close. The rating pretty much exemplifies it. I wanted to give one the upper hand for impact purposes. And I remember literally sitting on the bowl in the bathroom when the Motto dropped. And it was almost like a basic song. The beat wasn't that crazy. But it was Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne did his thing. I don't know if Tyga was on the original version. I'm not sure about that. I forgot. I think Tyga did a remix, then Drake put him on it. Not sure. But when that first came out, loved it. And Started From the Bottom. He didn't miss with either of these. You know what I mean? It was hard to get a number on these. So 9.3 for the Motto, and I went 9.2 for Started From the Bottom. Just my opinion, because I guess a little more I messed with the Motto. Just a little bit. So we got the next one is Underground Kings versus All Me. Personally, wasn't a huge fan of All Me, not even from jump. Doesn't mean I didn't think it was a good track, just wasn't a complete fan of it. Definitely a song I think he could have left off. 2 Chainz, Big Sean. Big Sean probably stole the show in that song. 2 Chainz could have been left off. That I gave All Me an 8.4. Underground Kings, I think he did his thing. Underground King, I guess Underground with So Far Gone, Comeback Season, all the mixtapes in the back in the day, the MySpace days. Cool title. Definitely paints a picture in that song. 8.7 for Underground Kings. 8.4 for All Me. Then 2 songs, the next 2, I think could have been left off the album, both albums, and that's Will Be Fine versus 305 to My City. Right off the bat, 305 to My City, when I first heard it, I didn't understand why it was on the album. Definitely could have been like a Lucy. And Will Be Fine, I liked when it first dropped, but like I said, there were songs that weren't put on this album that were better than this. So, Will Be Fine, I gave a 7.8. 305 to My City, a 7.5. Definitely songs I didn't go back to. The next one, huge R&B moments on both of these albums. The first one is on Take Care, and that is Cameras / Good Ones Go. Just, to be honest, one of my favorite Drake tracks ever. I'm going to do a top 10 R&B Drake list, maybe the next video, we'll see. I gave that a 9.6. Perfect first half of rap, second half of just straight up R&B. Own It, I think it was criticized a little when it first came out. I always liked it. I liked Own It. I gave that an 8.8. So 9.6 for Camera, Good Ones Go. Own It, 8.8. The Real Her and Worst Behavior are the next ones. The Real Her, I mean, it's just one of those drinks Drake could get to feature whoever he wants. Andre 3000 on his song. I'm sure he still values that to this day. Real Her, it's just one of those songs that if it comes on, you can't turn it off. You can't skip it. But when I was listening to Take Care, while I think whenever it comes on, like I said, you can't skip it. It's a great song. Lil Wayne did his thing. Andre 3000 did his thing. I didn't exactly think it aged amazing as some of these other songs. So I gave it an 8.9. Worst Behavior, I don't like Drake where he's doing almost like the nonstop flow. This is almost like another take of I'm Upset. Great hit. And lyrically didn't do much for me. They could have kept this off and put on The Motion with Sampha. I don't know why that's not on this. I know it was on Care Package. I know all those Lucy's are on Care Package, but should have been on that. It was the same. So, The Real Her, I gave an 8.9. Worst Behavior, I gave an 8.1. Next up, we got Look What You've Done and Too Much. And this is another one where it's my opinion, so you might differ on this. I don't like to give out 10s, but Look What You've Done is a 10. And not that the verses really holds any weight to the final score, but Too Much, another one of Drake's best track. So great matchup here. I love this. I love this. These two. Look what you've done. I did give a 10. Too much. I gave a 9.7 out of 10. Great lyrically, paint a vivid picture. A lot of reflecting going on. But look what you've done with his grandma's. I don't know if it was our last voicemail on his phone. That just brings emotion out of you, and I love that. Next one. This is just, again, it's just one of those things. It is my opinion, but am I wrong by saying this? Hell Yeah Fucking Right versus The Language. Like, Hell Yeah Fucking Right blows it out of the water. I didn't think The Language was the best. I just didn't think it was an album piece. I don't know why, and I really don't know why. But Hell Yeah Fucking Right, one of those songs that I could just start singing. If it's on the radio, you're blasting it. You know what I mean? If you put it on when there's a party or a pregame, it's just one of those songs that you love. The video's awesome. So I went 9.5 for Hell Yeah Fucking Right. The Language, I gave an 8 out of 10. Next song is The Ride versus Pound Cake featuring Jay-Z and Paris Morton Music. Another great matchup. A lot of people like The Ride and think it's one of his best verses, Drake. I think it's a great verse. I wouldn't say his best, but I gave that a 9.2 on The Ride. And I mean, Pound Cake with Jay-Z and Paris Morton Music, just one of those moments. You know what I mean? It's just one of those moments, and I gave that a 10. Not going to give a big breakdown and details here because we'll be here for hours, but Pound Cake and Paris Morton Music as a 10. And then some, so that's it for Nothing Was the Same. So the Lucy's on Take Care, which we sort of could have did without some of them, but here we go. Just going to ring them off quick. Practice, I gave an 8.2 out of 10. Not going to rate a song that's all Kendrick Lamar, Buried Alive, interlude. Hate Sleeping Alone, could have been left off, 8.1 out of 10. Make Me Proud, that was a moment, but I don't think it aged well. I don't see a lot of people going back to that. I don't go back to it personally, but when it's on, it's like, oh shit, that was actually really good back in the day. So we're going to go 8.5 out of 10 for that. And then Doing It Wrong, I think, is one of his best R&B. I just didn't see another area to compare it with, or Nothing Was the Same. The Stevie Wonder accordion, and of course lyrically, sound-wise, Doing It Wrong, I gave a 9 out of 10. So basically, I just averaged every score out for what it was, and it was closer than I thought. I really thought Take Care would have been higher, but it was exactly a 9. 9 out of 10 overall, Take Care. And Nothing Was the Same, crazy as it sounds, came out to an 8.9 out of 10. I guess how I rate things, 9 and up would be a classic, because I don't think Nothing Was the Same was a classic. I don't. Even though I think it was a great project, I really do. Just one of those things where it's my opinion, and I keep saying that over and over, and I respect everyone's opinion that thinks Nothing Was the Same was better than Take Care. I just don't agree. That's that. I just wanted to go back on some tracks, not a crazy technical review. I just wanted to go back. I've been listening to a lot of old Drake to sort of get ready for the new album. Just a couple small takes before the end of this. I hear a lot of videos of Thank Me Later being his weakest project. I don't even think that's close. Now, if you want, like I said, if you're a technical reviewer and shit like that or whatever, there's just so many classics on Thank Me Later. I don't know. Am I the only one that sees that when people say that it's his weakest project? I know he has like, oh, God forbid, he has 7 or 8 hits on the album. And he said that he just wanted to make good music with all the people. He was fresh in the game, didn't have that much say. And that's another thing, going on to Take Care. I felt like Take Care was exactly how he wanted OVO sound to sound. That is exactly OVO sound. Then on Nothing Was the Same, I felt like he didn't know where to take it next because he got everything out on Take Care that he had to say. It's like, what do I say next? Because I put everything into Take Care. I really think he did with that. Nothing Was the Same. He sort of almost matured his sound, and I didn't think he did it to the fullest potential, but I think he did it really well. So that's what I think on that. And yeah, I don't get the hate on Thank Me Later. Maybe you guys could. I want your opinion on that. Like, am I the only one that thinks Thank Me Later should be highly rated? Like, even in his last interview, he said he like almost acknowledged that Thank Me Later wasn't, one of his best. I don't understand that, but that's a discussion for another video. Future videos, I do want to do a top 10 R&B Drake not solely what have been on albums, even unreleased, I would put in there top 10. And that's that. If you guys have any suggestions on videos that I should make, please put them in the comments. Let me know what you think about the comparisons, the ratings. Subscribe, like, and that's that. Review.